Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. A deadly plane crash in Honduras involving a pilot from Chilliwack. Cultus Lake launches their community policing. More college campus radio coming your way. And the May 2nd out-of-control fire confirmed by police to be a drug lab. Thanks for watching. We are committed to providing local news and news that impacts our local audience in Chilliwack and the surrounding areas, such as Agassiz, Harrison, Cultus Lake, Yarrow, and Hope. In addition to the most important news of the week, we'll be providing you with weather for the week and key sports information brought to you by Scott McVetty. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. Over the weekend, 4 Americans and a Chilliwack pilot were killed when a small plane went down off the coast of Roatan Island in Honduras. The Piper Cherokee 6 went into the Atlantic shortly after takeoff from the popular tourist destination of Roatan. Foreign Affairs would not comment on the identity. However, through social media, chillTV learned that the pilot was Chilliwack native Patrick Daniel Forsyth. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. Last Friday was a dreary one weather-wise, but officials of the Cultus Lake Park Board, local residents, and RCMP were all smiles as the Cultus Lake Park Community Policing Office officially opened. Dedicated RCMP officers will be stationed at the park from the May long weekend to the end of September's long weekend, providing law enforcement coverage during the park's busiest season. This is in addition to the current RCMP boat patrols. The off-season normal RCMP coverage will continue. Cultus Lake Park Board Chair Joe Lamb, Mayor Ken Popoff, RCMP Superintendent Brian Massey, along with Cultus Lake Park Chief Commissioner Officer Bonnie Bryant, cut the ceremonial ribbon to formally open the facility and welcome the RCMP to the Cultus Lake Park. Chilliwack Mounties confirming that the May 2nd fire at Target Steel off Nowell and 4th was indeed a drug lab fire that got out of control. Chilliwack RCMP will not comment on whether this was a meth lab or what the contents were. However, the investigation continues. And speaking of fire, the Popcom Fire Department is a small volunteer unit that's short on resources, and this is where you can help. The annual Popcom Fire Pancake Fundraising Breakfast is coming up Saturday, June 1st. This is to raise funds for a fire hall upgrade and training. And the entire breakfast is at the fire hall, and it's by donation. College campus radio hasn't been in the spotlight for some time. However, last week there was some great news, on-air news, for the University of the Fraser Valley's campus radio station, CIVL, also known as Civil. They received permission from the CRTC for a Chilliwack repeater of their Abbotsford station. The new Chilliwack transmitter will be on 92.3 FM, but station manager Aaron Levy cautioned it's going to take a couple of years to purchase the equipment and get the 1,700-watt transmitter up and running. The District of Kent has sent out an RFP, that's a request for proposal, for contractors to submit ideas for the emergency evacuation routes and how it would be implemented. At least 3 separate routes would be needed from Rockwell Drive and Sasquatch Provincial Park to other areas of the district. Ironically, this idea has been in discussion for close to 20 years. More information can be found on the District of Kent website. And when we return, hefty pay raises for the school board trustees. Who voted for and who voted against?
So when you come into the store, everything looks so beautiful and fresh is because I care. I come in at 4 in the morning. I work hard at it to make it look good for our customers. We buy from micro farms locally. We love their product. We buy it because we love the quality for Hofstede's Country Barn.
The Chilliwack School Board has never been without controversy, and the latest involves their paychecks. The board approved an 8.3% pay raise for themselves. Trustee Willow Reichelt tried to have the board suspend the cost of living increase, fearing the optics would not be tolerated by taxpayers. Trustees Barry Neufeld and Heather Maas noted that without the increase, they would be taking a financial hit. This raise is retroactive to this past January 1st. Still with education, the Chilliwack School Board noted they don't have enough in the bank to move ahead with the Southside Elementary School. The board was committed to drop $5 million towards the project with the province to help with the rest. The school would be at the end of Tyson Road. Shovels have yet to hit the ground. Secretary-Treasurer Gary Slykus says the school will eventually be built, but the board has to come up with at least $2.5 million to cover their shortfall. Slykus says the board does not want to dip into their reserve funds. Legendary comedian Ron James is coming back to the WAC. The Canadian icon from the Maritimes has been entertaining crowds for 20 years and has been a staple of CBC and the Comedy Channel for almost as long. And James loves to play Chilliwack simply because it's his excuse to say Luck-a-cuck and Lickman Road. Just likes to say that. James will be playing the Chilliwack Cultural Center September 19th. Tickets go on sale Friday, May 31st through the Cultural Center box office. And now, Scott McVetty with all the sports news that matters in the Valley.
Thanks, Don. Lots going on in local sports this week. First in hoops, the Fraser Valley Bandits record drops to 0-2 after this weekend's heartbreaking 95-94 loss. The Bandits and the Guelph Nighthawks tipped off the Canadian Elite Basketball League's inaugural season with a home-and-home matchup. Both games were close contests, with Guelph managing to edge out the Fraser Valley Bandits in the dying seconds. Terrell Tate led the Fraser Valley players with 22 points and also grabbed 7 rebounds to go with 6 assists. The big center, Dallin Bashinsky, collected a double-double with 14 points and 10 boards, while forward Troy Goslig collected 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals. And Fraser Valley boy Joel Friesen had a strong game as he scored 9 points and grabbed 8 rebounds. The Bandits were leading most of the game by as many as 24 points midway through the third quarter, but suffered a fourth quarter collapse in which Guelph outscored them 31-16. It's just a 20-game season, so let's hope the Bandits can put it together a few wins in the coming weeks. In women's soccer, 18-year-old local soccer star Jordan Hudema and the rest of Team Canada are in Spain in final preparations for the Team Canada World Cup tournament that starts June 7th in France. Canada's final matchup before World Cup was this past weekend as they defeated Mexico 2-0 in a game that was highlighted by captain Christine Sinclair scoring her 181st goal. Canada, who is ranked 5th entering the tournament, kicks things off in their World Cup on June 10th against Cameroon. Many look at this year's World Cup as a change into the guard for Team Canada. This will be the 5th World Cup for 35-year-old Sinclair and the 1st for 18-year-old Hudema, who just recently turned pro and will be lacing up for Paris-based Paris Saint-Germain of the French Tier 1 Women's League. And some local grade 8 students were in Langley this past week for the Fraser Valley Track and Field Championships. Some of the local winners include Jasmine Soltis in the senior women's javelin with a huck of 36.49 meters. And the junior men's speedster Sawyer Colley from Unity Christian brought home 3 golds in the sprints with times of 11.85 seconds in the 100-meter dash, 23.27 seconds in the 200, and he won the 400 with a time of 53.45 seconds. That's it for local sports and local athletes.
The best thing about Hofstede's is their endless supply of muffins and cinnamon buns.
chillTV weather. While there will be a risk of May showers over the next week, for the most part, gardens will get plenty of sun and highs will be hovering around 24 degrees. Thanks for watching chillTV's News of the Week. If you'd like to share the spotlight, even if you've never been on camera before, send us a note to news@chilltv.ca with your CV, and if you have it, links to your video. And if there's something in the Chilliwack and Eastern Fraser Valley that you feel we should be reporting on, again, send us an email to that same address, news@chilltv.ca. That's the news this week. I'm Don Lehn.